Hello everyone and welcome on this new weekly market analysis video from Xtreme Trader. This is Salah speaking. I just wanted to share with you something about the premium group for the last week. Actually, I'm aware that we didn't do well and I'm aware that many of the clients are upset, but guys, please consider that the last week we have sent the signals only for 3 days. The premium group were closed for Monday and Tuesday due to some personal reasons that me and Angela had, but however, please keep in mind that the results represented right here is only showing a trades of 3 days, no more, which means we could have actually ended the week with much more profits if we have traded Monday and Tuesday. Also, I wanted to share with you something that we have tried to minimize the losses as much as possible, and only 2 signals have hit in the stop losses. Meanwhile, the other signals have been closed with the small losses to prevent any more losses for the members. But we have seen unacceptable behavior from many clients. When we are sending a good signals and all of them hitting the take profit levels, they are not even bothering to send us any good messages thanking us for the signals. But only for 1 day, it only takes 1 day of a small losses of 20 or 22 pips and they will go in furious on us. They will terrorize us with very hateful messages that really kills us and disappoints us. And I don't know, how do you expect to receive any good signals from someone who you are insulting like this? So you have actually paid me to join the premium group. Then I'm sending you signals. They are winning and you are happy. Then 1 day only, I have failed in these signals. The market did not go in the way I have predicted. So you decide to send me messages telling me that I'm a bad trader, I'm a scammer, I'm a thief, and blah, blah, blah. How do you expect me to perform after receiving this hateful message? Do you think, oh my god, yeah, I'm a scammer, I better now become a good man, I should now send a good signals, he's angry, oh my god, I have to send now him good signals? It doesn't work this way, guys. Please understand. I'm just very tired of these things. This is so unacceptable. I mean, even in the YouTube, I'm sending the midweek analysis. The news hit the market. The ECB news hit the market. The most of the signals have actually went in the opposite direction. Then I see some ugly messages, which I will show you now, by the way. And they are saying that Salah is a scammer. All your analysis went in loss. And I have unsubscribed and all this kind of shit that I really can't stand anymore. I'm tired of this. We are doing everything we can to satisfy our clients, but sadly, some of them are just unbelievable. That's not how Forex works. You have to understand, Forex is not a consistent business. Forex is actually a risky business and we are doing the best we can seriously to provide with the best service. This is our performance for the last few months, last month, sorry. As we can see, we have ended every single week in a very good and high profit. Then we have failed only 1 week and we have traded only 3 days of that week, yet we have been terrorized with the messages. Actually, this is something I cannot really ignore. And by the way, just to be fair, since some of them are calling me a scammer, I'm just telling you that this pips, the amount right here, the amount that we are representing is actually not the entire amount that you guys have actually gotten. This is the maximum which we have actually delivered to our clients, but however, most of them did not get the same amount of pips. For example, we have made 380 pips of profit. Some of the clients could have actually made about 200. 550 pips. Some of the clients could have made about 300 pips. Could actually be more than that if they have actually chose the signals to enter and they have placed multiple trades. Another thing actually is we had some technical issues with the copier, since you guys know already that we are having this service in our premium group where you can actually get the signals to be automatically opened on your MetaTrader system. The copier actually had some technical issues due to the overuse or something, and the technical team was actually fighting overnight to help us rectifying these problems. So again, we are really doing the best we can to deliver you the best signals. Please consider that Forex can never be a consistent business that will be 100% profitable every single day. There will be some bad days. Please prepare for them and get ready for them, and consider that in the next week we will do the best we can to recover any potential losses. So in the end, of course, if you wish to join Xtreme Trader Forex Signals group, please contact our support. You can find their contact details in the description below this video. Contact them today and hopefully we will see you there. So just to be sure that we're on the same page here, This Monday we will have the AUD banks on holiday, which means the market is going to be running in low volatility for the AUD pairs. Then we will have the PPI news. This actually might change the direction of the market if the actual news was very good or bad for the currency. So again, Salah is not the one who takes any blames if the market gonna change upon this news. You have to understand this, that we are actually doing the best we can to analyze the market for you, yet you have to keep in mind that this news can change the direction of the market, so better open your eyes on your trades at the time of this news. And let me just check the day after. We're also going to be having the core retail sales at 4:30 p.m. Dubai time, 12:30 p.m. GMT time on Wednesday. This actually can change the direction of the market. But on the same day, at 6 p.m. GMT time, we will have the FOMC statement on the USD dollar. This is gonna definitely change the direction of the market. So please mark all these timings, my friends. These news are highly important. They can, I'm telling you, they will definitely change the direction of the market. Nobody in the world can predict how the market will move upon these news. No one in the world knows how the news gonna be. Is it gonna be very bad to the USD dollar? Is it gonna be very good for the USD dollar? No one in the world knows. If it was very good for the USD dollar, then the Euro USD will fall. If it was very bad for the USD dollar, then the Euro USD will rise. So again, this is something that nobody in the world, even me, can control. No one is gonna be blamed for this one because we don't know how the market is gonna move upon this news. Then also on Thursday, we will have the monetary policy summary for the pound at 11 a.m. GMT time. These news will definitely change the direction of the market for the pound. Usually they do. Then again on Friday, Mr. Jerome Powell is going to make a speech, and most likely this actually can change the direction of the gold. So as you can see, my friends, it's going to be a busy week. We have to prepare. We have to be ready for any high impact news that might actually change the direction of the market. Please consider that all the analysis that I'm going to give you now is fully technical analysis and nothing else. That's going to be a technical analysis. Please understand that. So anyway, that's everything here. Let's now move to the analysis itself. And let's begin with the Euro USD. So as we can see right here, I'm going to move to the weekly chart right now. So on the weekly chart, we can notice right here, my friends, that the price action which has been created showing us something very important. Actually, what I can see right here is this price action shows us a potential bearish reversal, which means that the Euro USD is actually going to continue the fall. However, if I'm not mistaken, we are having right here a real level of a support, then we have a false breakout, then most likely the Euro USD is going to actually reach this level of a support, then it's going to reverses, and we're going to actually start shorting the Euro USD right when the market reaches that previous resistance right here and gonna continue the fall. So again, the price action right here, let me just tell you something. Someone might tell me, but Salah, we are having here a real support level, then another false breakout, which means that the market most likely gonna be respecting that level of a real support and creates now a real inverted head and shoulder. Actually, that's not how it works. Because right here, this price action indicates a continuation in the bearish momentum. So if it wasn't this price action, I would have agreed with that and I would have sent the signal to start buying the Euro USD. But this price action, especially seeing it on the weekly chart, telling us actually that the Euro USD is, I would say about 99% is gonna continue the fall. So after analyzing the market on the weekly chart, let's go now to the daily chart. Now the daily chart actually shows us a strength in the level of the resistance right here exactly. Now, let me just make sure that I am clear here that what we're having right here on the daily chart. We're having right here a real level of a resistance, a false breakout, then again another attempt of the real resistance, which means this is exactly going to be the level where we can start shorting the Euro USD. We will just have to wait for the market to reverse upon the pressure from that support right here at 1.05190. And then it's gonna continue the rise like that. to make a pullback, and after that we will be shorting the Euro USD. That's the bad thing here, is we will have actually to wait for the Euro USD to rise to another 55 pips before we can start shorting it. That's the only option that we're having at the meantime. However, by moving now on the 4-hour time frame, we can actually lower our expectations. Our expectations about where we can start shorting the pair. Let me just tell you something. Right here, we are having a support level, and we will be shorting the Euro USD right when the market rises again, retesting that broken support level. But where exactly we will be shorting? Is it right here? Is it right here? No, it's gonna be exactly right here. Why right here? First of all, this is actually the peak of the resistance, which is the nearest one to the bearish breakout candle. That is the hit and run strategy rules, my friends. And also is gonna be matching up along with this real level of the resistance, as we can see right here. And this is the false breakout that we had earlier. Another reason is we are having right here a resistance trend line. And if I draw the line like that, it's actually matching up with that resistance trend line, which means we had right here a resistance trend line, then we had a false breakout from that resistance trend line, then we can expect actually from the Euro USD to rise again, reaching that level of a nearest resistance, respecting that level of the resistance, and after that the Euro USD is gonna continue the fall. That being said, we will have to wait for the Euro USD to rise to another 41 pips only instead of 55. Meanwhile, the target will be right here exactly at the nearest strong key support level at 1.04653, which means we can expect to make approximately 98 pips profit from this signal. Meanwhile, the sale zone will be ranging right here only till the peak of the nearest resistance to the bearish breakout candle, which means that the safe zone will be ranging for about 47 pips only. Allow me please now to write the signal for you. And there goes your signal, my friends, for the Euro USD. Hopefully it's gonna be a good signal, and hopefully we will make good profits out of it. That's everything for this pair. Let's now move to the next one. Let's now take a look at the pound USD. I just wanted to say that, guys, forgive me if I sounded somehow furious or raged, but I was really in need to release the anger in my heart. I mean, you really have no idea what kind of pain we had went through, me and Angela. The amount of hateful messages that we have received was just really unbearable. So again, sorry if I sounded raged, but I am a bit raged. Anyway, let's now check the pound USD. So let me know first of course, go to the weekly chart. Alright, so the weekly chart is actually showing us very promising setup, because most likely right now we had right here the support level, and the pound USD seems like it's gonna still be bearish and is gonna continue the fall at least to reach actually the lowest level of the support at 21980. Which means the pound USD still has actually more than 160 pips to go through. So definitely it's gonna continue the fall. Let's go now to the daily chart. Now the daily chart actually still shows us a strong bearish momentum. The strong support level right here at 1.23391 has been broken out from, and most likely the pound USD is indeed gonna continue the fall instantly. So everything says that the pound USD is actually gonna continue the fall. Now let's move to the 4-hour time frame. Now on the 4-hour time frame, all we need to do is to identify the real levels of the resistance and support, and based on that we will place our sell orders accordingly. So as we can see right here, exactly right here, perfectly fine, we can see clearly, my friends, that we had right here a real level of a support and another real level of a support and a false breakout. And if we check on the left side, we can see that the market has been respecting that level of a real resistance. It was a real resistance in the past, and right here we had the false breakout, as we can see. Meanwhile, right here is the real level of the resistance. So let's now check based on the trend lines if the market is indeed gonna be respecting that level of a previous support trend line. So right here we're having a support level. As we can see, I'm going to ignore this level right here, since this was actually a false breakout, and I'm going to mark my line exactly just like that. That's actually perfect. And I can see that right here we had a channel which has been broken out from, as we can see right here, which means the market has made right here the bearish breakout from that channel, and that supported trend line right here is gonna be retested eventually, and the pound USD is gonna continue the rise, retesting that broken level of a support trend line to create a new resistance trend line. And afterward it's gonna continue the fall. I think it's very clear analysis, and hopefully the market is gonna be actually respecting that analysis. We just have to wait for the market to rise to another 51 pips before we can start shorting it. And of course, if we do that, we can keep the trade running all the way till it reaches the nearest strong real support level at 1.22358, which means we can expect to make approximately 130 pips profit from this signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone is going to be ranging only till the peak of the resistance right here, exactly right here at 1.24168, which means the safe zone will be ranging for about 50 or 47 pips only. Let me know, please write the signal for you. And there goes your signal, my friends, for the pound USD. Hopefully it's gonna be a good signal, and hopefully we will make good profits out of it. So that's it for the pound USD. Let's now move to the next pair. Let's now take a look at the AUD USD. Alright, so of course we have to delete the old signal since the buy order is no longer valid. Now we need to actually find what we can do next with this pair. It's very important to notice something right here. Actually, I don't even need to go to the bigger time frame, because we're having right here a support trend line which has been broken out from, as we can see, and the market has already retested the broken level. Now if I just move this line like that, this is, by the way, something called the magic of trend lines. You can look up on my channel, you can find these two videos called the magic of trend lines. They are part 1 and part 2. They're gonna explain to you the reason how I'm actually analyzing the market like this. The same line here, as we can see, we just need to draw the same line right here from one single lower low, and no matter how you move this line, you will notice that the market has always been respecting that level of support trend line. Look at that. We had right here a support trend line, then the market has retested the broken level of a support trend line. If I just move it like that, we can see clearly another support trend line, and the market has been retesting the broken level. And also right here, we just moved this line right here from this lower low to this higher low, and as we can see, the market has indeed already retested the broken level of a support trend line. So the retest has already happened. All we are waiting for is the second attempt of the retest. Now I want to show you something very interesting. Right here, if I draw here a line right here actually on the nearest resistance to that bearish breakout candle, check this out. This is the nearest resistance to that bearish breakout candle from this previous supported trend line, and look at that. This is the perfection. This is what I'm talking about. Actually, we're having right here a real level of a support, a false breakout, and again another real level of a support. I actually have been talking about real levels and fake levels of support so many times. I think I need to make a video explaining exactly how to identify these levels. However, what we are going to do right now is we are gonna be waiting for the AUD USD to make a pullback upon the pressure from that strong key support level at 0.70427. The market has already been respecting that level of a support and created support number 1, which means we can expect from the AUD USD to reverse again at the support number 2 to make another one more pullback, and that level of a resistance is definitely gonna be respected, and the market will actually continue the fall. I hope it's gonna work, but however, keep in mind that on Monday AUD banks is gonna be on holiday, so this actually might take some time. The market might actually be running in low volatility, and therefore this signal might take some time to work. However, if we started shorting the AUD USD right here, the nearest or the take profit level should logically be placed exactly right here. Why right here? Because this is the nearest strong key support level to our entry, which was previously also a resistance, which means we have to wait for the pair to fall to another 103 pips, hopefully gonna be in a good profit. Meanwhile, the safe zone will be ranging only a little bit more above that level of a support, which was also previously a resistance, which means that we can expect from the market to rise to another 43 pips only against our direction. Meanwhile, we are expecting to make 130 or 105 pips of profit. Let me now please write the signal for you. And there goes your signal, my friends, for the AUD USD. Hopefully it's gonna work very well and hopefully it's gonna bring us lots of profits. Let's now move to the next pair. Let's now move to the USD CAD. Alright, so the USD CAD, of course, we have to delete the old signal. And let's see now what we can do with this pair, because we need to have a deeper analysis for the USD CAD. Now, first of all, let me just move to the daily chart, to the weekly chart, sorry. Now, on the weekly chart, we can notice that the USD CAD has actually been ranging inside this neutral channel for quite a long time. We are talking about since last year, actually. The USD CAD has been ranging, and it started actually since July 2021, which means almost 1 year, and the market is still ranging inside this neutral channel. However, we have to consider right now that the USD CAD is actually facing a strong key support zone, as we can see. And recently the market has actually been rejected from breaking out from that level of a support zone, which means that most likely the USD CAD will actually continue the rise for this week. And the target, of course, has to be right here, the peak of the resistance at 1.29487, because no one can guess if the USD CAD is gonna make finally the bullish breakout from that neutral channel. So on the weekly chart, we have actually confirmed that most likely the USD CAD is gonna continue the rise, since we can actually see right here that the market is indeed respecting that support trend line, which means again that the USD CAD will definitely continue the rise till it reaches the peak of the resistance. So now let's delete the old analysis right here, and let's now move to the 4-hour time frame. Actually, you know something? No. Let's go to the daily chart. Slowly. Now on the daily chart, and since we're actually on a neutral channel, it's a bit hard actually to find the strongest support and resistance zones. So therefore, the backup for this, or the plan B, is to use these supported trend lines. So let me just here draw a supported trend line just like that. That's a supported trend line from this lower low all the way to complete the pattern of where the market has always been reversing at. Now, we are simply going to do it like this. I'm going to drag the same supported trend line, which I have drawn right here, and place it right here, just to see if the market has indeed been respecting that level or not. As we can see, let me just make it more accurate. This is accurate. As we can see, the market has been respecting that support trend line all the time. Again, let me just now move this line right here and check this out. We are having right here that support trend line. I have placed it based on that support right here, and check the history. So this was indeed a support trend line. It was previously also a resistance trend line, and also, almost right there, it was also another support trend line. Pay attention that the same line has also become a resistance trend line. Now, we had something very interesting happen right here. We can notice that the market has made here a false breakout and did not actually respect that level as a resistance trend line nor as a support trend line, which means we can expect from the USD CAD to reverse upon the pressure from the current resistance right here at 1.28470 and falls all the way back. Most likely that support trend line right here and right here is gonna be respected again, and the pair most likely is gonna be reversing exactly at that previous support trend line. Also pay attention that on the left side we had right here also a support level as well, which means buying at exactly 1.27350 is gonna be ideal in my opinion for the USD CAD, which means we have to wait for the pair to fall to another 48 pips before we can start finally buying it. And if we start it, we can keep the trade running until it hit the peak of the resistance exactly right here at 1.28656, which means we will have to wait for the pair to rise to another 132 pips. But however, I really want to give more realistic targets, because I have noticed that most of the times the analysis goes in the right direction, but sadly not usually hit the take profit levels. So let me just make sure that the take profit level is more realistic with 112 pips of profit. Meanwhile, this safe zone will be ranging only till the lowest level of the support at 1.26841, which means it's going to be ranging for about 50 pips only, and the take profit level 117 pips. Let me now please write the signal for you. And there goes your signal, my friends, for the USD CAD. Of course, I had to move back to the 4-hour time frame just to show you where we are going to place our buy orders and the safe zone. So that's everything for this pair. Let's now move to the next one. Let's now move to the USD+GPY. Alright, so the USD+GPY, as we see, my friends, has went in the right direction, thank God, but however did not, of course, trigger our buy order. So anyway, let's see now what we can do next with this pair. In my opinion, the USD+GPY is gonna continue the rise instantly without any even pullbacks. Let me explain the reason. So right here, we're having obviously a strong key support level at 133.840. And let me just tell you a thing. This price action right here, my friends, is always indicates for a continuation in the momentum, which means the market is gonna continue the rise. Now, let's go to the deeper analysis. Let's go now to the smaller time frame. Let's go even to the 30-minute time frame. Now, on the 30-minute time frame, we can see clearly that the market has been respecting that level of a real support, as we can see, and has always reversed right on that level of a strong key support level. However, if we draw here a support trend line, we can see clearly that the USD+GPY is respecting that level of a support trend line. That is actually the real level of the support trend line, as we can see, and the market has always been respecting it. Now, I'm telling you that most likely the USD+GPY is going to continue the rise instantly. First of all, because we're having here on the same level a support level right here, and also it's going to be respecting that support trend line. That's the reason I believe that the USD+GPY is going to continue the rise instantly. Or, I mean, we can start buying it after it falls to another 2 pips if you want to. But however, I still think that the USD+GPY will continue the rise immediately. Back to the 4-hour time frame. This price action is very strong and tells us that the USD+GPY will continue the rise. Now, I want to switch back to the 1-hour time frame. As you can see, my friends, we always have to switch back in the time frames. We need to read the candles, the smaller candles, to identify the entries, and we need to read the bigger candles to identify the direction of the market. So as we can see right here, we're having as a resistance trend line and another resistance trend line, and check this out. The market has indeed created here a resistance trend line, and the USD+GPY has made the rise right here, breaking out from that resistance trend line and leaving the pattern or the channel, which means it's gonna definitely continue the rise. So all of the signs tells us that the USD+GPY will continue rising. Now it's a matter of where we can start buying the pair. As I have told you now, we can start buy the pair immediately now at 134.345. This is the current price. The current price, of course, of the USD+GPY, and we will keep the trade running till it reaches again. We need to switch now back to the monthly chart to show you this. Alright, so on the monthly chart, as we can see, my friends, we have approached the highest level ever recorded for the USD+GPY back in February 1st, 2002. That's gonna be, of course, our target, the peak of that resistance, which means we have to wait for the USD+GPY to rise to another 83 pips. That's gonna be, my friends, our target. So please allow me to write it right here on the monthly chart at 135.002, because it's actually clear. If I go back to the 4-hour time frame, we cannot even see it anymore. So therefore on the monthly chart it's more clear to see it. So therefore, my friends, that's gonna be the level where we can start buying the USD+GPY. And of course, for the safe zone, I just need to mark the level correctly. The entry is going to be placed exactly right here at the current price. Meanwhile, for the safe zone, however, we will be selecting the real level of the support, which is exactly right here as our safe zone, which means the safe zone is going to be ranging for about 60 pips. That's actually a lot. Let me just give more realistic level. Let me just use the magic of support, the magic of trend lines, just to identify the levels. Exactly. Check this out. We're drawing the support trend line from this lower low and drag it all the way just like that. That's perfect, my friends. Check this out. The support trend line right here, support trend line, false breakout, then again the same level of the support trend line has been respected, then again we had another false breakout, then another tail, and the market has reversed exactly right on that level, which means that's gonna be our edge of the safe zone. We don't really need higher than that. So therefore, the safe zone will be ranging for about 38 pips only. That's exactly going to be the level where we can start buying the USD/JPY. And again, the target is going to be placed at 135.002. So that's everything for the USD/JPY. Let's now move to the next pair. Let's now move to the USD/CHF. Sadly, it didn't respect my analysis. I admit that this might not have been included in the news. This might actually been a wrong analysis, and maybe I have rushed analyzing the USD/CHF. Please accept my apologies for that, and I will do my best to recover any potential losses happened because of this signal. However, it's now time to read the USD/CHF more properly. First of all, we need to identify that we are having here a strong key support level at 0.98317. If we check the Fibonacci retracement right here, Fibonacci retracement tells us that most likely the market actually has been reversing right now at 61.8 Fibonacci retracement. Therefore, buying the USD/CHF at exactly this level of a support is not really ideal, since we are in the middle between 61.8 and 50. Therefore, I prefer to actually lower my entry point to be right here at the peak of the resistance right here at 0.98178 to be close to the 50 retracement, which means we have to wait for the USD/CHF to fall to another 56 pips before we can start buying the pair. Of course, another way to confirm this is to always use the support trend lines. If you want to start buying any pair, just use the support trend lines to confirm your entry. So I'm going to draw actually a support trend line from this lower low right here all the way to that higher low, and simply drag the same line right here to confirm my entries. Now check this out. We're having right here a support trend line exactly just like that. However, I want to actually be more realistic and just show you this exactly just like that. So as you can see, my friends, the analysis keeps changing based on our support trend lines. And by the way, I'm not the type of person who analyzes the market before recording. I analyze right in front of you. So the support trend line right here is confirming that we can rely on that support trend line, as you can see, which has already become a resistance trend line for only one time only. So the market has respected that level as a resistance trend line for once, not anymore. Immediately the market has actually, after respecting that level as a resistance trend line, the market has instantly made the bullish breakout from that level, and we can expect from the market to fall all the way again, and that previous support trend line is gonna be respected and keep its position again as a support trend line, which means the previous line which I have drawn right here, exactly right here, is going to be more accurate, since it's going to actually match up along with the support trend line, and as long as it's confirming that this support right here is going to be respected as well, then we can trust this entry, which means we have to wait for the USD/CHF to fall to another 46 pips before we can start buying it. And if we do that, the target has to be right here, the peak of the resistance at 0.99739, since this is actually the real level of the resistance. Meanwhile, we had right here a false breakout, which means we had right here a head and shoulders pattern. That's the reason it's gonna be our target right here, which means we are aiming approximately 146 pips of profit. Meanwhile, the safe zone is going to be ranging only a bit lower than 50 Fibonacci retracement, and it's going to be approximately 60 pips only. Let me know, please. Write the signal for you. And there goes your signal, my friends, for the USD/CHF. I think this was actually more in-depth analysis and more on-point analysis, and hopefully it's going to be more accurate, and hopefully also it will bring us more profits. So that's everything for the USD/CHF. Let's now move to the next pair. Let's now take a look at the gold. Alright, now for the gold, I need to delete, of course, the old signal. This might have been the only one which have worked, But of course, as we can see, the gold has reached the edge of the safe zone. Sadly, so many followers, they are thinking that the edge of the safe zone is a stop loss, which is not. And I think I said this a million times. The edge of the safe zone is not a stop loss, my friends. We only consider this signal as in loss only if we have witnessed right here a bearish breakout exceeding the safe zone. Not only that, but the candle has to close as a bearish breakout candle. Only then you can consider this signal as a loss. But placing your stop loss as the edge of the safe zone is totally wrong. There is a reason why I'm calling this a safe zone. It's a safe zone because the market, as long as it's inside this level, we are safe. However, if we exceeded that level, then consider closing it with loss. Well, I'm a person who depends on the price action, by the way. Anyway, let me now delete the old signal, and let me tell you something. We are still going to maintain a buy order for the gold. Let me just tell you something. Right here on the 4-hour time frame, we're having here a resistance trend line, as we can see right here, and the gold has finally made the bullish breakout from that level of a resistance trend line, which means that we can expect right now, since actually we had witnessed right here a bullish breakout candle, we have right here the resistance at 1871.38. The normal behavior of the market, that once it makes actually the bullish breakout from a resistance trend line, is gonna make the pullback at the nearest strong key resistance level, then falls again, retesting the broken resistance trend line, and afterwards is gonna continue the rise. Now, if we look at the left, we can see clearly that we're having here a strong key support level exactly right here. Let me just be more accurate. Exactly right here at 1855.07, which means we will have to wait for the gold to fall all the way like that. First of all, the support right here is gonna be respected. Second of all, the broken resistance trend line is gonna be retested. And third of all, we're having here a previous resistance level, which is gonna be retested as well and become a new support. All of the signs tell me that most likely the gold is gonna be good to be bought right from that level. And if we do that, we're gonna maintain our buy order till the gold reaches the resistance right here at 1885.75. Why? Because we had right here a real level of the resistance, then we had a false breakout, which means this is gonna be the real level of the resistance that we can expect from the gold to rise to, and then we don't know what will gonna happen later. We will have to wait for the price action before we see any potential moves or any further moves. So therefore, the target is going to be almost 300 pips. Meanwhile, the edge of the safe zone will be ranging only till right here, the lowest level of the support, or the real level of the support, at 1841.77. As you can see, my voice now is getting faint. I'm finding a hard time now talking, guys. This is one of the side effects of COVID. And again, please be careful. It's not a joke at all. Since I got infected with COVID since 1 year ago, I'm actually suffering talking for a long time. So as you can see, take profit level at 1885.75. So that's everything, my friends, for the gold, and hopefully it's gonna be a good week. Again, really, we will do the best we can to recover any losses happened. And again, my friends, keep in mind that usually you are ending every single week in a lot of profits on YouTube or on Telegram. All of them, thankfully, is very successful. Xtreme Trader is definitely crossing its way toward the leaders of the best signal providers in the world, and hopefully we will reach that level. But of course, your patience and understanding is part of our business. So in the end, I hope that is informative to you, and I would like to thank you for watching.